When the late Sir Stafford Sands first sold the idea of moving tourism from a seasonal to year-round destination, he was probably targeting those visitors who needed to escape from the northeastern United States. At a time when the rest of the Caribbean and even the world didn't see tourism as a viable industry, the Bahamas was pushing destination vacations. Today, the Ministry of Tourism is the leading sales and marketing engine for the islands of the Bahamas, but it is supported by several private organizations who work in tandem to promote the islands, properties and experiences of the Bahamas. One of those is the NASSAU Paradise Island Promotion Board. Headed by former Director General of Tourism, Joy Gibberlew, the newest CEO is embarking on a bold campaign to get the largest destination in the Bahamas to one of the biggest audiences in the world. Hello and welcome to On the Record. I'm your host, Jerome Sawyer. This week, we are taking you to the chilly concrete jungle and glittery skyline of New York City for a rare look at how the NASSAU Paradise Island Promotion Board is helping to keep Bahamian tourism on top. And along the way, we meet a few friends who help to make it all happen. Our exciting show begins right after this break. For 53 years, the NASSAU Paradise Island Promotion Board has been helping to market properties in the busiest stop in the Bahamas. More than a dozen properties support the work of the Ministry of Tourism with getting heads into beds. In early March, Joy Gibberlew, CEO of the NASSAU Paradise Island Promotion Board, led a marketing media blitz to New York City, where top-tier journalists got a taste of the Bahamas in a very tangible way. So Joy, as CEO of the NASSAU Paradise Island Promotion Board, I'm going to start out with a question that I think is on the minds of so many of our viewers. What is the NASSAU Paradise Island Promotion Board and what do you all do?
I think that has been the most frequently asked question of me since I was appointed to this role in August of 2022. NASSAU Paradise Island Promotion Board was actually founded in 1970, so it predates independence, 53 years old. And it was set up by the private sector. And in fact, it would be remiss if I did not mention Mr. George Myers, who recently passed away and who was one of the founders of the Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board. But he had a great understanding of the role of government in tourism. And that role was so far-reaching, and that the private sector had to step in and do their share. And so the Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board was established to promote and market its member properties, something that the Ministry of Tourism and or government really could not do. And so I think I need to put it almost in another context. The Ministry of Tourism, their role is to market the destination, the islands of the Bahamas. They have no favorites. Every child is a loved child. And so that's what we're talking about, obviously Nassau Paradise Island, but that includes Rum Cay, Acklins, Inagua. We have to promote, as the Ministry of Tourism, all of those destinations. But then what happens to our member properties? And so that's where the promotion board step in. And most people are actually familiar with Bahamas Out Island Promotion Board or the Grand Bahama Tourism Board. But if you think 87% of our hotel inventory resides in Nassau and Paradise Island. That is a great chunk of our tourism product and offering.
How do you work along with the Ministry of Tourism? I mean, I think that the goal is the same in bringing heads into beds and bringing in passengers on cruise ships, however they get there. But how do you work along with the Ministry of Tourism? And is there any crossover in what you do?
It was always recognized that this had to be a partnership. And in fact, the Ministry of Tourism, the Director General, serves as a member of the board of the Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board.
So in your previous role, you had lots of contact with it.
Lots of contact. So this was not an unknown quantity. We worked with them, we partnered with them, and we partnered with them in multiple ways. Certainly in my previous role as Director General, when we undertook missions, Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board partnered with us, and that took the form of not only attending in person, their member property hotels coming with us, but they also participated from a monetary point of view. Airlift, which is critical to really driving tourism to our destination. Those are all partnerships. And so if the ministry enters into an agreement with an airline, inevitably the Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board is involved, and vice versa. But most people know the trade shows that we all attend, and that's whether that's World Travel Market, that's World Roots of America. What is actually not known is that the promotion board is the key driver of those, but the Ministry of Tourism, Out Island Promotion Board, the Grand Bahama Tourism Board, they all come under the umbrella. We think it's important to, knowing that we're actually the largest body in terms of the product, that we make this covering available for everyone. And so pretty much everything that we do, even the missions that the Ministry of Tourism is undertaking now, not only is the promotion board itself present, but also our member property hotels as well.
You know, a destination like the Bahamas is so well known. Anywhere you go in the world and you say Bahamas, they go, oh, beautiful weather, great beaches. It begs the question, why do we need to continue to promote it if the destination is so well known and people are drawn to it because of, the basic things that make us popular? Why continue to promote it at this level?
I think we all are very familiar with an expression, out of sight is out of mind. And I cannot stress how real that statement is when we look at travel and tourism. Every destination is heavily promoted. If we look in terms of a tourism destination, I don't think there's a destination as well known as Orlando. You have all the amusement parks, the world famous one. Who advertises more than Orlando, Visit Orlando? And so it would be to our detriment if we did not do what we are doing now. Our partners love to see them. When I talk about partners, our airline partners, one of the first questions they ask us if we go to have conversations with them about increasing airlift, and what are you doing about marketing? Show us your marketing plan. Tell us where you're marketing. So the initiative that the Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board has undertaken in New York, that has scored, if I can use that term, so highly with our airline partners who fly out of New York. And in fact, the correlation between marketing and the drive to business. So let's talk about a great initiative that we've undertaken in New York. The promotion board, Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board, has taken out 7 large screens at Times Square. Phenomenal for a whole year. Every hour, 3 times an hour, we've got a rotation going on. The visibility of that is so phenomenal. Within a week of that going up, we saw a spike to our website, and the billboards drive people to our website, 64%. I mean, tell me there's no correlation. And we could track the area where that where that interest in the website was coming from. So you see the direct correlation. So that wasn't up there. Maybe we would have spiked, but maybe it would have been 10%, 20%. But if you think 64%, that is huge. And that's only one example. And so, no, we can never rest on our laurels. This is serious business. This is $1 trillion business. And if we want to be serious about it, we need to be present.
Now, this event tonight is certainly Very different from putting up a billboard. You're bringing people in for a specific reason. So tell us about the event, who's coming, and what is it designed to do?
So the event tonight is strictly a media event. We're inviting top tier media, all top tier media, to come and give them an update on Nassau Paradise Island. So many exciting things happening there. The opening of Goldwyn Resort. Actually, that has created a real buzz in the marketplace because it's considered a boutique hotel on the beach. And while we have boutique hotels in Nassau and Paradise Island, interestingly enough, none of them are on the beach. They're all off the beach. And so this is just huge, the type of product offering that it is. Margaritaville has opened up to great aplomb. The transformation of the cruise port, and while we're not necessarily directly interested in the cruise port, what they're doing from a land-based point of view, we know that that's going to have an incredible impact on downtown Nassau. And so there's so many things to talk about. In addition, we also have new airlift coming, direct flights with JetBlue out of LaGuardia, first time ever, every single day. And so we needed to show them some love, drum up some support. This year, the Bahamas is celebrating 50 years of independence. So what better time than now to come and experience the new unique culture of the islands? Visitors can explore a variety of cultural offerings that provide insight into the island's deep-rooted history of Spanish, West African and British influences. Impossible for us to bring this many media to the Bahamas, and the fact that they've all agreed, and I'm talking Travel and Leisure, Condé Nast, we even have Good Morning America, People Magazine, Afar, you name it, the list goes on. And you should never call names because you're going to miss out so many great ones, and there are just so many. I'm amazed. I think we all are by the response to the invitation.
So let's talk about what happens here tonight. In addition to this beautiful backdrop, we have food, we have cocktails, we have entertainment. Tell us a little bit about what guests are expecting tonight and why these particular areas were targeted for showcasing.
Well, you can't come to New York in the winter to talk about the Bahamas without bringing a taste of the Bahamas. And I use the word taste in all of its meanings. And so the taste and the flavor. So we're going to tease them with a bit of entertainment.
And tease the audience they did. When we come back, we meet the entertainment chef and mixologist for the evening. Then later we talk more with CEO Jibril about why this market was chosen, and also talk to one of the 16 hotel partners of the Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board. You're watching On the Record. Our mission to New York with the Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board continues right after this.
Joy Jibril, CEO of Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board, bringing a taste of the Bahamas to New York. And I am thrilled, as always, to be on the record.
Hey, my name is Erica Simonet, Lady E, and I am here representing the 242 via the Paradise Island Promotion Board. We're here representing the Bahamas, and guess what? I'm on the record.
A taste of the Bahamas. That's what about 60 American journalists got to experience in New York recently, courtesy of the Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board. The board has a membership of 16 hotels, which account for about 84% of hotel rooms nationwide. In early March, they took a demonstration of music, food, and cocktails to a group of top-tier journalists. In this segment, we talk to Lady E, Chef Jamal Small, and mixologist Marv Cunningham. You may not realize it, but there are so many Bahamians who do so much to get so many here. So, when you are preparing for an international performance, what goes into that preparation?
Well, first of all, I think about my country. I think about what it means to be an ambassador. I think about, how can I do my part to promote the Bahamas to the world? It's a sense of pride, it's a sense of duty, it's a sense of responsibility that comes on me, and I just consider it a blessing. So whenever I'm able to represent my country, I try to do it to the best of my ability.
How do you go about choosing a lineup of songs for an event like this, knowing that the majority of your audience is not Bahamian?
Well, I look at it as a cultural explosion, or more or less a discovery for some persons, because I think our music is very palatable. I think it's very diverse, where persons from all over the world do well once they listen to it. Look at John Canoe. They come from all over the world and they don't know about John Canoe, but as soon as they listen to it, they gravitate towards it, they gyrate to it, they love it. So I look at our music as just something, as an invitation for persons to get to know how we in the Bahamas, how we sing, what is our culture.
But she run away. She promised she'd be faithful to me. But I bet you it's TV. She take out all my money. She take my car. My virginity is with her now.
How important is music and understanding the music? How important is that to the tourism experience? You go to Jamaica and it's synonymous, or reggae is synonymous, with Jamaica. Soca is synonymous with Trinidad and Carnival. And those are just some of the big examples. But how important is Bahamian music and how we present that music to the overall tourism experience?
I think Bahamian music is powerful. I think that we have something so unique that the world has not really discovered. I think that we've had little touches of it here and there, the T Connections, the Bahamans. We've had Tony McKay go out there and show the world what we have to offer, but I think we need to be consistent with it. And I think we need to more or less have more artists jump in and let the world know, hey, not only can we do one style of music, but we can introduce and fuse different portions. Like you have some Bahamian soca-esque music, you have some Bahamian rake and scrape with a little touch of reggae in it. Like you'll hear D-Mac sing "Back That Bam Bam." So I think that we need to continue along that vein. But we've had persons before us go out there and bring attention to Bahamian music. But I just want to continue that for myself.
Do you see this being an important part what you do you see this as being an important part of selling that story to the rest of the world at events like this, and encouraging them to bring or direct more tourists to the Bahamas?
Most definitely. Tourism is our number one industry. Tourism is our bread and butter. So whatever we have as a Bahamian country, whatever we can put out there to the world to get persons to come to us, to spend money with us, to experience us, we need to galvanize, come together and do that. So yes.
I noticed in rehearsal a repertoire of songs. So how does an artist go about putting it all together and getting the permission of others to do their music?
Friendships, being an artist, not being closed-minded, being able to help other people so they can help you. And I think a lot of persons have that naive concept that, hey, if I go to Jerome and Jerome has a song and I ask Jerome's permission, the worst thing Jerome can say is no. But I've been fortunate in my whole life, my whole existence of just being a Bahamian artist, to have friends like Sweet Emily, to have friends like D-Mac, to have younger friends like Elcha, and then friends that have passed like Therese Hepburn, Veronica Bishop, persons who would have been able to say, hey, you're going out to represent the country. We want you to do the best. We want you to be the best. So go ahead. We give you our permission to go ahead and utilize our music. Of course, you give kudos to who kudos is supposed to go to, but having friends goes a long, long way.
So for a Bahamian chef to be involved in this kind of event is absolutely amazing. It gets us in the forefront and we get to showcase what we really do. A lot of Bahamians don't know. A lot of Americans and foreigners don't know what we actually have to offer, and it gives us the platform to actually show them what we really can do, especially the younger generation like myself.
So it's a vegan version of a conch salad. Nice color. Of course, you're gonna taste it at home. So you could add acidity, pull out of acidity. You could add.
So I have some unique dishes. I made a crab duff. So instead of a guava duff, I made it savory using the land crab that I shipped from Andros. Utilized that, made a duff out of that. Pickled watermelon, we have watermelon that grows wild, so I took that concept, took some sea grape, made a molasses, paired it with some farmer's cheese that's, handmade, a little sea salt from Ragged Island, olive oil, and that's another dish. And then go into the steamed chicken. So fusion, they're big on fusion, so I paired the steamed chicken concept with a bao bun. So we have that Asian fusion. I steam it and I'm gonna fry it, and I'm gonna do a little Annie Vicky steamed gravy and top it with some molecular stuff, little micros. And then my last dish will be the conch salad, but not so traditional. We're gonna do a vegan version. So we're gonna take the soft coconut jelly and use that as the conch replacement. So instead of doing so traditional Bahamian conch salad, we're gonna do a little something that, we have a lot of vegans and like people who are, high on just clean eating. So that concept, do a gumbo punch foam. So take the local gumbo punch, made a nice aerated foam from it, burn some oranges, nice garnish, and there you go. And then of course we have to finish it with a sweet treat. So we have white chocolate, sour salt, mango. We're gonna make a tart, paired it with some fresh raspberries, a little bit of vanilla crouton, and there you have it. We're gonna blow them away with some flavors. Culinary is one of the most important things that makes or breaks your vacation. So that culinary feel, that umami, that richness, that cultural. If you bring all that and you actually feed into the guests, they're blown away. It makes their stay. They could have they could have an off stay. They could have some things that are going on, but that culinary experience just brings it all home and it rounds out everything.
So tonight, what I will be doing, I'll be making a few Bahamian-inspired cocktails. I'll be talking about cocktails that consist of lemongrass, fever grass, as we know it, guava, mango, coconut. So what I did was I took a modern and contemporary mixology approach, like these guys are used to, around the world, particularly in the United States. So I took some techniques and I made variations of classic cocktails. And I just put a Bahamian twist to it, which is going to make it a little bit more Bahamian inspired, which is going to give them an idea of what the offerings that we have in the Bahamas. Well, I will tell you, culinary tourism plays a very big part in your modern traveler. Travelers are looking for that blown away experience when they visit certain countries. Food tourism is big. They're looking for local cuisine. I mean, anybody can travel around the world, can have themselves a nice tomahawk steak, but what are you doing to make that, Bahamian? What are you doing to infuse Bahamian flavors, whether it be a technique? What are you doing to truly make it Bahamian, make it a blown away experience so that persons can say, this was the best, I had the best tomahawk in the Bahamas.
Strain. Nice little flour. And top off with hibiscus here.
Interacting with the guest is a must. You definitely have to sell the experience. How else are the guests going to know what they are, getting themselves into if you don't sell the product? And I think that Bahamians are naturally gifted We're naturally gifted. We know how to talk. We have beautiful smiles. We have awesome personalities. I've heard many persons say, you know what, this is the friendliest place on earth. And I agree with them. I agree with them wholeheartedly. So I believe that the saying is true. It is definitely better in the Bahamas.
And when we come back, our conversation continues with the CEO of the NASSAU Paradise Island Promotion Board. We talk about the importance of the tri-state market to tourism. We also hear directly from one of the member hotel properties, and later, some of the community give-backs the board is undertaking. Our mission to New York on the record is back in a moment.
Chef Jamal Small here in New York, bringing flavor to the people on the record.
My name is Marv Cunningham, Executive Mixologist. I'm here in New York at the Nassau Paradise Island Promotions Media Event. And I am here on the record bringing beautiful Bahamian-inspired cocktails to the world.
On a cold evening in March, we joined over 16 media at the Institute of Culinary Education in New York for a taste of the Bahamas, presented by the Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board. Our conversation with CEO Joy Gibberlew continues with a discussion on the night of the event, why this market was chosen, and tourism numbers post-COVID.
So we'll be serving tastes, those flavors of the Bahamas that are unique to us. So it's really to whet the appetite, but to make the stories that we hope will be generated tonight, that they will add the flavor on. They'll be infused with the Bahamian spirit. So as you say, our backdrop show them some of the flora and fauna of the islands of Bahamas, and we do hope that people will feel as if they were transported for the few hours that we're together.
I want to talk about what this market means for tourism and even for airlift that you spoke about, because it is a connection point. But the market itself is so important to tourism and has been for a really long time.
The tri-state area, New York in particular, it is our key market. I mean, the Eastern Seaboard. And we've just been here for 2 days. Everyone is just marveling at the sun shining, but if you go outside, it's bitterly cold. A week ago, there was snow on the ground, but Nassau Paradise Island is 2.5 hours away. People can leave on a Thursday morning and return home Sunday, and they're here mid-morning. On a Monday, and so that's a 4-day break into sunshine. So everyone who wants a tropical getaway, but they don't want to go far, the Bahamas is ideally poised and situated. And so in terms of visitor arrival numbers, we know from the state of New York, this is our best performing market, and we will always show the love. We will always give support. Airlift is key. We're back to where we were with airlift pre-pandemic, and we're going to continue to push to drive more airlift. So the announcement of JetBlue running a daily flight this month from LaGuardia, I think that speaks to the interest, the continued interest. And as you rightly said, it's not just New York, it's the tri-state area, it's New Jersey, it's Connecticut, but it's people who are traveling even further afield. They're connecting from Europe via New York to the Bahamas. It's such an easy connect, and we will do everything we can to ensure that that connectivity stays in place.
How has our tourism product really rebounded post-COVID? Like the rest of the world, we really suffered a tremendous blow with the shutdown and with everything that has happened. But how have we been able to rebound since, we have reopened and things have restarted and people have started coming back?
Yeah, the Bahamas is just done so superbly well in terms of its rebound. In fact, if we looked at forecasts in 2021 and we saw what the trends were showing, I know a lot of people were skeptical as we pronounced that, forward-looking bookings and the trends are showing that the Bahamas is ahead of the curve in terms of its rebound. A lot of work went into preparing the way for where we are today, and we're reaping the benefits of a lot of that work. But there is pent-up demand. People want to travel. In fact, recent research is showing that this is a global trend. People appreciate that there's a recession, Cost of living has gone up. They're giving up a lot of things, giving up on going out for meals as often as they did, doing things that they would ordinarily do. But the one thing that they're not reducing is travel. People gleaned a greater appreciation for travel during the pandemic. And so we hope that we will be in this cycle for a long period to come, but it's for us to continue to build that desire, to create this inspiration for people to want to come so that we're the beneficiaries of this pent-up demand and this demand for travel for a long time to come.
Final question. Your job is to get them there, get the tourists there. What is our job as Bahamians once they get there to ensure that this is the best possible experience they can have?
Jerome, I think that's a brilliant question, and I'm so glad you turned it on us. What can we do? I think the one thing that people remember more than anything, yes, they remember I stayed in the most beautiful place, I had great food, but if you're not treated well, you remember that, and that's what people talk about the most. That is a simple thing. As Bahamians, we were brought up to be hospitable, and we must continue to ensure that that remains in our DNA. You know, greeting someone with a smile. So you might be charging me $50 for something that I know should only cost $15, but if you make me feel so good, I'm going to almost forget I paid that much. I'll say, boy, I paid that. But they were so nice, it was worth it. But if you make me feel bad in the process or not wanted or not valued, I'll remember that even more. And so simple thing, our attitude, our approach, our welcome, that we continue to lean on the principles of our parents and our grandparents. That's the number one thing. What does our environment look like is the second thing. And that's something that rests with all of us, that we all have our duty to play. And I keep going back to that old motto, but it's still relevant, clean and pristine. You know, our environment, we should be proud. I'm looking at images that we're showcasing here in New York. And there's nothing more beautiful than the Bahamas when you see it unfiltered in its natural colors, the vibrant hues of our buildings that we use, the blues, turquoises, navies, every shade of blue of our waters, the white or pink of the sand. So why can't we keep it, you know, in the state that it should be? So there are lots of little things, but we also need to look at those things to do. Culinary, travel for culinary reasons is a huge reason to travel. We should be having these amazing food trucks. We should be having these amazing opportunities added to what's already there so that people keep wanting to come back and say, you know, I didn't get a chance to try so-and-so or so-and-so, but when I go back, that's going to be top of my list. Things to do. There's a lot that we still can do, and I will continue to preach that it's up to us to do it, to take advantage of this phenomenon that is happening. Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board receiving over 6 million visitors every year, a population as small as ours. We should all be the best entrepreneurs possible, taking advantage of a captive audience. There are people around the world, in places around the world, who would give anything to be in the position that we're in.
16-member hotels helped to pool resources to form the Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board. While the Ministry of Tourism focuses on marketing the entire Bahamas, this group is a lot more focused on their marketing. They promote the destinations on Nassau and neighboring Paradise Island. For many of the small hotels, it gives them access to markets that only the larger hotels can afford.
It's great because we don't have the advertising budget. We don't have the huge budget that, you know, hotels such as, you know, Atlantis or Baha Mar. So it helps us expand our reach, whether it's through events such as this or trade shows or, you know, different activities. You know, Joy spoke about, you know, the billboards in Times Square. There's no way, you know, a small hotel like us could afford even a smidgen of a corner in Times Square. So it's great that we can be partners with all of the other 15 hotels. You know, there's 16 of us, and being collectively we can promote our destination, and people can enjoy, you know, different pieces of what we offer, what they offer, and we're all complementary to one another.
Tourism continues to be the mainstay for so many Bahamians, whether through direct or indirect employment. Now, thanks to the corporate social responsibility arm of the NASSAU Paradise Island Promotion Board, a new generation of Bahamians has a shot at not just a job, but a lucrative career in tourism.
The NASSAU Paradise Island Promotion Board recognizes the unique position it holds and the privilege it has had for more than 50 years to promote Nassau and Paradise Island. It also recognizes that it must build a sustainable future for future generations of visitors and Bahamians alike. The best way that this can be done in the immediate term is to ensure that there are Bahamian tourism professionals trained to lead our industry. To this end, NASSAU Paradise Island Promotion Board is proud that at the end of this month, it will enter into partnerships with the University of the Bahamas and the Life at Key Foundation to award a substantial donation for scholarships over the next 5 years, in the first instance, to Bahamians who have a desire to be trained for leadership in tourism, hospitality, or related field. One of these scholarships will be named after tourism legend, Mr. George Myers, who recently passed away and who served as a founding member of our board and had the rare ability to touch and shape the lives of so many people. We hope that this scholarship will be a way for his legacy to live on and will inspire others who are interested in entering the tourism space.
Another board-sponsored initiative will revive a tourist favorite and landmark long in disrepair and neglect, the 66 Steps or Queen Staircase.
This year, the NASSAU Paradise Island Promotion Board will also partner with the Antiquities Monument and Museum Corporation of the Bahamas to clean up and revitalize the historic and beautiful Queen Staircase in Nassau, a much-loved site for visitors and locals alike. We look forward to seeing this stunning landmark transform to its original beauty and hope that it will really be a popular spot for visitors.
That's going to do it for this edition of On the Record and our mission to New York with the NASSAU Paradise Island Promotion Board. A special thank you to Joy Gibberlew and the board for facilitating us, and to all the folks who made it happen, including my cameraman, Terrence Colbert. And thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you right back here for another discussion on a topic that directly affects the lives of Bahamians. Until then, I'm Jerome Sawyer. See you again soon.